To help understand how much we're talking about and how it affects you, I'm joined by Colin Boyce, the federal member for Flynn, National Party member, LNP here in Queensland, who takes in the Gladstone area and the large mining and agricultural districts around it in central Queensland. Colin Boyce, thank you so much for joining me. Colin,
well, good evening,
please
Amanda.
tell us, how is this tax going to... Oh, good to see you. How is this tax going to be imposed?
Well, look, this is a proposition by the federal government. As you said, the trucking industry estimated to be worth somewhere in the vicinity of $2.6 billion over 3 years. Make no mistake, this is a tax on everybody. As you've rightly pointed out, every single thing that we consume, whether it be the fuel that we put in our motor cars, whether it be the groceries that we buy, it all comes on the back of a truck. So, you know, this is a tax on everybody. Those costs, if they're imposed on the trucking industry, they will be passed on to the consumer, and ultimately that will drive the cost of living, that will drive inflationary rates. The RBA will then put up interest rates to counter that. It's just an impost that we don't need at this point in time.
It's a particularly big blow to the remaining small and family businesses in the industry. What are they telling you on the ground about how they're going to try and cope with this?
Well, again, family businesses, the mum and dad trucking industry is huge, particularly here in central Queensland where I come from, where, you know, many families, whether it be a gravel truck or a cattle truck or in the general transport industry, they are struggling now to make ends meet. This further cost impost on them, they will have to reassess all their business agreements, all of their transport agreements that they have, and try and pass that cost on. And if they can't, they have to wear them, and it will drive many of them to the wall. We're already seeing this with the large trucking companies, particularly in Victoria recently, where we've seen one of the large trucking companies there go to the wall. So again, I think the federal government is going to have to rethink this whole thing. Ms King, the minister, it's not a good idea to impose a tax on the industry at this point in time in this economic climate.
Colin, effective supply chains are vital to the international competitiveness of Australian goods, particularly in the agriculture and mining sectors, which you know so well. The unreasonableness of the MUA has largely made Australian shipping non-viable, and the investment in inland rail is there, but it's still in the process of being built. In this environment, we've got all of our transport eggs in the trucking basket, so to speak. So what will this tax do to the ability of Australian primary producers to supply the world?
Well, again, it's just an impost on the whole chain of supply, as you've rightly pointed out. Trucks carry Australia. Our railway system has been neglected for 50 years. We are now at a point where we're re-looking at that with a proposal to extend the inland rail to Gladstone, which needs to be done. And that's all got implications on international transport of goods in and out of this country. And should that railway line be built, and I'm a great advocate for it, Gladstone to become an entry-exit point for container shipping, that would take much of the transport needs on the road off the road. So it would be a good thing if it happened.
Well, the people of Flynn are blessed to have you fighting for them. Having you in the corner is got to be good for getting good policy over the line to serve Central Queensland.